Hey guys, what's up? Today we are doing another episode of Platinum Plays. Today we are playing World of Tanks, made by the wonderful makers of Wargaming.net or other. This is a wonderful game where you can play um, World War II tanks. I swear I forget that every time. I don't know. Um, it is a free to play if you are wondering if it costs anything. It is free. Um, the basis of this game is, as you know it, basically tanks, tanks, and more tanks. But there are not just regular light tanks, mediums, and heavies. There are tank destroyers and SPGs along with them. You can play, as you can see, the USA, the UK, Germany, France, USSR, and China. But today we are going to be playing with the French tank. Uh, what was I gonna say? Shit. Oh yes. Every tank you get, you start off at tier 1. This goes through a tier system. So you start from tier 1 all the way up to tier 10. You always start off as a tier 1 and there is only one tank, but then it branches off into many more different tanks. As you can see, all of these trees start from one tank, but then it branches off into many more tanks. So it gives you free will to choose what tank you want to go for. You have crew members. The higher skill or percentage of crew member, the more experience you get for the tank. Um, each tank has its own speed. Each tank has its own ammunition. At the end of every match, you have to repair and refuel and rearm. Or you can do it automatically by going to services and doing this. But I would recommend doing it manually because a lot of the times you might not have a lot of money and you're just wasting it on a tank. Um, and one of the cool things I like about this game is that after you're done with a tank, and let's say that you have like a level hundreds, like 100% crew members, you can take those crew members and retrain them onto the next tank, and you can basically spend money to retrain them as close as to their original one, the original percent of skill. So, yes, and there's also different consumables like repair kits, med kits, and first aids. You can buy a whole bunch of these different things in the service menu. Um, there are also different upgrades for each tank. Um, each time you level up, well, there is no leveling system, just an experience system. And basically, you go through tier to tier to tier to tier to tier to tier. And a lot of the times, when you get to a tank, they will give you a choice to either keep going the tier you're going, or you can switch between a what is it? Either a SPG or a tank destroyer, things like that. Um, Garage, but yeah. There are different. You can also research them, and they automatically get attached, or you can always switch them here. Um, what else is there? Not much else about the barracks. Um, yeah, so let's go see in a battle. There are so far there are only two game modes in this game. There is encounter and standard battle. Standard battle is where there are two enemy teams and each team is spawned on their flag. The objective of the game is to either eliminate the entire enemy team or capture the flag. If there are any tanks left on either side, it counts as a draw. It does not matter if there are more tanks on one side or less on the other. If there are any remaining tanks, it is counted as a draw. There is also another game mode called Encounter, where basically there are two spawns for each side, and there is one flag in the middle. Both sides fight for the flag or eliminate each other. This tank is not very fast, so it might take a little while for me to get to the enemy. As you can see, this tank only goes maximum of 12 kilometers an hour on flat land. Downhill it goes about 40. Uphill it goes about 6. But one of the strategies I like to use is if you're a light tank and you're very vulnerable and you're in a very high tier match, I would recommend scouting or hiding behind heavier tanks. One thing that is always effective, no matter what tier you are, is taking out the track. I would really recommend that you take out the track at any time that you can. A lot of times they do have small repair kits to instantly repair their track, but it's worth a try. Oh yeah, the map is also mostly destructible. You can run over most things. Spotting is fun, you can shoot, but aiming is a little harder. Free hip fire is not too accurate, unless you're a smaller tank and you have much more accuracy, which is not that well. And a lot of times people die due to artillery because you stay still too long. Oh, I can smash through most of the things, but not a little tiny house. Smash through these houses. Oh, see? There we go. There we go. Goodbye, house. Goodbye, car. About to say goodbye, wall. Goodbye. Goodbye. But the much larger things that are much larger than your own tank are mostly not destructible. If you see a heavy tank, I would suggest letting it go first, because I'd rather let it get hit rather than me dying instantly. I have not been able to shoot at any tank so far, but mostly this game is not based on kills. This game is based on damage. The more damage you inflict is the more experience you get. Getting the kill would maybe give you a much larger experience, and you would get a reward at the end of the match, like a badge. What else? Oh yes, just so you don't try it, tanks cannot swim. I hope you realize this. Just because it is a video game, but this game is very realistic, like sliding down hills, tanks cannot swim. There are no amphibious tanks in the game, because I do not remember any amphibious tanks. I don't remember many amphibious tanks back in World War II. Either that, or they really couldn't bother with making amphibious tanks. As you can see, the enemy is capturing our base while we are capturing theirs. The way that works is the more people on the flag, the quicker the counter goes. So the max speed you can get is about with 3 tanks on it. So we're probably going to lose this match unless we have teammates over at the enemy flag. I mean, at our flag to counter them. If that is not possible, then we will most likely lose. I apologize that I did not get any kills, but that's just some luck sometimes when you play this game. There's not a lot of people get a lot of kills. You mostly die before you can get a single kill. But that's just how the game rolls. If you do like these videos, leave a like, and if you want to see more World of Tanks, leave a comment down below and/or subscribe. And yeah, this is another episode of Platinum Plays. For now, I will probably make more videos. If you do really want to see more World of Tanks, then leave a comment. But yeah, and And at the end of every match, you either get victory or defeat. And around here on the other side of this tells you how much experience and money you get. The more tanks you kill and better you do, the more experience and money you get. And as you can see, every match it tells you either you were killed or you survived. It tells you what time it was, experience, it tells you what you get with premium, without it, and it tells you the best efficiency tank. Sometimes there's like 5 of them or 1. But yeah, that has been World of Tanks, and this has been another Platinum Plays. Thank you for watching. See you in the next episode.